Welcome to KHM at Home, everyone. I'm super excited to be here with you today as we make a fantastic recipe from AMAWaterways, their gluten-free almond cake. So we're gonna give this a try. All right, so in my first bowl, I have all our dry ingredients. So we've got almond flour or almond meal, baking soda, baking powder, salt, and cinnamon, and we need to whisk that together. And this is, the almond flour is really kind of interesting. I've never cooked with it before. You'll see here that I've used Bob's Red Mill. Typically, they're not my favorite go-to for anything gluten-free. It's the most popular brand, but I don't particularly like it. It has an aftertaste that I don't like, but it was all that was available. So that's what we have to work with today. We'll see how it goes. Next are our wet ingredients. We're going to crack a couple eggs and beat them with our whisk. We've got 4 eggs. Okay, and to our eggs, we're adding maple syrup once we're all combined here. Oh, oven's preheated, 325. And don't forget, this recipe will be part of the handout, so you can download it from GoToMeeting, or you can from the My Travel Agent Portal KHM Today page. So we're putting in 2/3 of a cup of maple syrup, and then we will do 1/4 of a cup of olive oil. Slower than I thought. Here we go. And then some lemon zest. And we're using about 1 lemon, about 1.5 teaspoons. Okay, that should be good. And we're gonna whisk that all together. So I like this recipe because you don't have to get out the big mixers. And just know, remember guys, I'm at high altitude, so baking is extremely difficult to do at high altitude, and I have no idea what to do differently with this recipe, so we're just kind of winging it. Hopefully we'll have good results. Okay, so then we're gonna pour the wet into the dry and mix together. And I need a different spoon. Let's get a spatula here. And then you'll see I've got a 9-inch spring foam pan that has been coated with shortening and then dusted with the almond meal. So I'm hoping that's 9 inches. I couldn't find a ruler. Okay, that looks pretty good. And it tells me in the recipe that it should feel kind of runny, and that's okay. I think almond meal gets a little clumpy, so you want to make sure those clumps are out. Okay. And here we go. And it doesn't make it hard. Can you get a little closer here so you can see the inside of the pan? So it's a pretty thin cake, it looks like. All right. Okay, so this goes in the oven for 40 to 45 minutes, and we'll see what happens when it comes out. Okay guys, so our cake is almost done. It looks amazing and it really smells great. So I've got 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of maple syrup to it. I don't want to over pour. There we go. And you do have the option of using honey. I didn't do that. Maple syrup sounded better. Okay, let's pull our cake out. And it's supposed to be golden around the sides and spring foamy. And the most interesting part is that typically with gluten-free baking, I will get a sunken middle, and none of that is happening. It looks really, it's probably the best cake I've ever made. All right, so then you're gonna take your mixture and brush it with a pastry brush. I can have a barbecue brush because that's what I prefer, because it doesn't have the bristles. And you're just going to put all of the mixture around, and you're doing this while it still sits in the hot pan. So I'm starting to wonder if maybe I needed to use just a little bit bigger of a pan, because it does rise. Okay, I don't know if I should put the rest of it on there or what, but okay. It says to keep doing it, so I guess I will. Okay. So then we have to let this cool before we take it out of our pan. And maybe that was too much. Hopefully I just didn't ruin the cake. Okay, so we'll see once it cools how it tastes. Okay, so our cake has cooled for 30 minutes and we're ready to see how it has turned out. It looks really great. I would love to flip it over and then be able to put it on the cake stand, but it doesn't always work well. So I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. And let's cut a little slice here. Now the recipe says you can put some plain Greek yogurt or whipped cream on top along with some fresh berries. I'm not a huge fan of either of those, so I'm just gonna leave mine plain. That looks amazing. And maybe put a few little strawberries, just so you can see a few little strawberries on top. Not the best plater, but there you go. Okay, let's give it a try. It's really good. Really, really good. I probably could have used a bigger pan. It's very lemony, but it's delicious. Give it a try. It looks harder than it is. Thanks, guys.